I've had to stop and look and see at our cutting up with our basic black. So we are going to cut that. I'll cut the photos to match. I wasn't quite sure, so I had to stop back then, and then we'll come into putting our layouts together. Hello everyone, welcome for joining me today. If this is the first time scrapbooking and you're starting here, you might want to go back and watch part 1 first, because that shows you how to do your cutting up from the beginning. So this one, we're starting at 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So we're going to cut 4 1/4 on our paper trimmer, and we're using the two-tone black. So we're using the dark side up on this one. So 4 1/4, we're going to turn it around and we're going to do 4 1/4. Okay, so 4 1/4, and this one, don't forget to get your little Post-it notes. You'll need them. So 4 1/4. This one is 1B, and I've worked out now what 1, 2, and 3 are all for, and that's for layers 1, layers 2, and layers 3. It took me a little bit to have a little look and read and see where everything was, but we've got another one here, and this one is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So just make sure that we've got that right. Yep. And this one is 1H. So continue marking your pieces. So we're just continuing marking all the pieces like we were doing from our first one. And this is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. So we just need to trim just a little bit off this one here. It's just a tiny little piece off here, like that. And this one is 3L. So that means our third layouts. So that's going on our third layout. So I'm putting my 1s together, my 2s together, and my 3s together. Now, the next piece we come down is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 again. So we're going to come back to the 4 1/4. And cut that. And we're going to cut 2 at 4 1/4. So back again, this piece we're going to save for later on. 4 1/4. Now, when I was looking through the paper before, I found a sticker sheet. So I'll share that with you as well in just a minute. So this piece we're putting aside, the 2 lots of 4 1/4s we want. One is 1C and the other one is 1L. Or 1I, I'm not sure. Anyhow, it's one, I think it's 1I, not 1L. Okay, they go over here on the 1 pile. And then we want a black one. And it looks like this piece here is not going to be big enough. So we need to come into another sheet of black. Okay, we need to come into our second sheet of black. So make sure you can see you've got the light side on one side, the dark on the other. And we're going to cut this one at 4 1/4. So once again, 4 1/4. We're not going to need this bit, so we can pop that out of the way. We're going to spin this around and we're going to cut it at 6 1/4. So remember that 6 1/4 is just under the joint, where the joint is, and it's the first big line on the bottom is 6 1/4. We're not going to need that piece, but we need this 6 1/4, which is 3K. Okay, so that's going on there. Then we're going to go to our white, and this is the white willow. This is the new white willow. So it's our white, what they call white willow. And this one is going to be 6. So we're going to just close our ruler up. Oh no, we'll leave it because we're going to do a big one. 6. So we're going to line it up at 6 inches. We don't want this piece at the moment, but we need to turn this around and line it up at 7.5. So this is on your extension ruler. Okay, so you need to line it up at the 7.5. So we're going to bring that one in here. So this one is 3A. So we're going to put 3A on that one. And then we're going to do this one, which is 4.25, which is just a little bit, turn it around, 4.25. So we're going to take a little bit off here and then turn it around to 3.25, which is here. And this one is 3D. Now, I think we've cut all the pieces now. I think we have cut all the pieces now. So what we're going to do now, I'm trying to work out how I'm going to do this so you can see it. So, okay, I'm quite sure we've cut all the pieces. So now we're going to get back to our photos. Okay, and you'll see on the photos, it will show you, this is one page, and then it will have a second page. So let me find my second page. This is my second page. So this is one layer, one side. This is the right side. Okay, so this is the right side, and this is your left side of your layout. So this is how it's going to be. It's got written up here, left page, right page. Now on your left page, it tells you down here you want 1D, 1E. This one's going to be flipped around the other way because we've cut it out the opposite way. You're going to need 1C, 1A, 1B. So you can sort of see all the numbers you're going to need over here. And then over here, you're going to need 1F, 1H, 1I, 1G, 1K, 1J. And you're going to grab those pieces. So let's see if we can do that first. Let's see if we can get that one done first. So I'm just going to put this nice and neatly over here for a minute. And so I can add these onto it. Now these are, we want 1C. So we've got 1A, 1I. So we've got 1I, which is that one we want. 1C, which is over this side. 1B and 1H. So they're on our page 1. So just grab these for a minute. Let me just grab that page 1. They're on 3, so we want this one. Okay, so I sort of done a bit of a sort out. We're doing the print that's got the cobwebs around the outside, and then we're going to do one layer and then the next layer. So we're going to do one layer first and then the next layer. So let's keep that on there for a minute. So this is the right hand side. So let's do the right hand side one first. So I'm going to bring that in here. So I'm just looking at the assembling. So my assemble is 1F first. So you're going to glue your 1F piece on here like this. Okay, this has got the books on the other side. So if you prefer that side, there's nothing stopping you from coming in and using that side. Okay, it just depends what you want on your page, but I'm following it. I'm not using that glue, I'm using this one. I'm following it by what they're saying. So we're going to use our Stamp and Seal. I've got to stop and think of all the new names of all the products because We used to have snail. It's not snail anymore. You get used to saying one thing and it's not. Oh, guess what? I just put it on the wrong side. So I'm doing this not the same as the page. I'm doing this the reverse side of the page. Okay, that's okay. I just put the snail on the wrong side. That's because I was chatting and talking, but that's okay. So we got one F, which was the orange side, but now I've got the books. That's okay. I don't mind having the books. I'm just going to change things around a little bit. And then I'm going to come down with one F, one H. So one H is coming in here, and one I, which is coming up here. Okay, so we're going to have this come in here. So I'm going to adhese this one down first. So that's the one I. So back to my, now you can go either the light or the dark. On this I'm going to go the dark side, so I want to put the snail on the light side, or the seal plus I should say. Okay, so this is going down here on our first page. It does give you measurements here, like how far you've got to come down and all that, but I'm just going to eyeball mine because that's how I work, but you can measure it if you want to. And then we've got the 1H here, so this is going in here over on this bit here like this. It's also going to go over onto this part here. So I'm going to just leave that for the moment, that 1H, and I'm just going to see if I've got all the other pieces. This is the sticker sheet I was talking about. So some of this has to come across onto here. So, okay, we're going to add this here. So I'm going to bring this in probably about here. I'm going to have it like that. I think like that. So I'm going to have it under the one under the spells. So when you get your, you might want your silicone sheet, but I like to tick it off and tick it off, and then that way it sort of comes out. So I'm going to come under the one under the spells. So I'm going to come in with it about there. Okay, and then you've got this bit over here, and it says the spooky little monster, and it's going sort of here, and you're sort of thinking to yourself, well, it's got some writing underneath there as well. So I'm just wondering whether this is going, this 1G is going down here. So I'm going to check, yes, 1G is also going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this onto this bit here. I'm going to pull that off. Ooh, and line it up properly so it's in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to put that there, and I'm just going to leave that there for a minute because that's going to go on here, but I've got to put my photo on there. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that bit there, and we're going to do this bit across here. So we've got 1J. So I'm just going to move this out of the way for a minute. And we have 1J. So it's 1J is this white piece here, white and black piece. So this is coming in here, but we also have a piece of this here, this strip here, and it's the same size as the 1J. So I'm just going to grab this. I'm just going to grab this like this so that I can cut this off. Because I want to keep that on there. I don't want the sticky to get dirty. So this one is going down first. So this one's going down first. And you can sort of see that this is the same size as the black. And then this one is coming in underneath this one. Okay, so you're going to have this one come in underneath. So we're going to use a little bit of snail. Seal Plus, I should say. Keep calling it snail. Seal Plus. Get that in your head, Teresa. I feel sorry for the close to my heart girls that I come across, because even being a Stampin' Up demonstrator for as long as what I have, 18 years, you still, when the new products come out, you keep calling them by different names. That's so easy to do. So this one is 1K, and then we've got another one, but I'm going to get my photos first. I'm sort of looking at my photos now. My photos are going to fit on here because I have got, I can cut them down, okay, which is really great. So when you measure your piece here, it's 4 1/4. So we're going to bring our photos down to 4 by 4. So let's grab these two photos that I'm going to put on this page. This is the big pumpkin that my granddaughter, Bella, she cut this out. She hollowed it. And we've got some nice photos of her with it all decorated as well. So I'll use them on the other pages. So we're going to bring this at 4. So I'm going to look, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to cut too much off that side. So I'm going to cut a little bit off this side because I want the hand in the picture. So I'm going to cut a little bit off here, off the pumpkin. Then I'm going to turn it around and do 4 this way. So I still have a bit of that hand on there, just that little bit of a touch on there. And then I'm going to make sure that this is 4, which it is. So that's our first one. Okay, so this has got a nice 4 by 4, so that's going to go in there, and it's got a nice grey piece up there, which is quite okay on the photo. So that's going to go there, or we can put that one up there. I've just got to see which one I want where. Have a little play around when you're doing it and see which one you want where. Okay, so we'll do this one now. So we're going to cut the main bit off first. So we're going to cut the main bit that we don't want to see, which is all the trees and that up the top here. We mainly want to focus on Bella. So we're going to come in with this as 4 here. And it's already 4, so we just cut the top and the bottom off on that one. And we're going to bring this in here. And the colours go really well with the book side. I'm quite happy with that. It's come out quite well. I wasn't too sure, so but we're going to just add a little bit of this. Now I love that our seal is acid free. So acid free means that it's not going to destroy our photos in years to come. Okay, some photos will go very yellow if you don't have proper acid free glue. Okay, so why is that one crooked? I don't know. Okay, bring that up just a fraction. Okay, and then this pumpkin is going to go over here. She had a lot of fun getting all the stuff out of the pumpkin, all the seeds and everything like that. So we're going to put this one over here. And you can do a little write-up it doesn't hurt to do a little write-up. And you can do some hidden journaling as well if you want to. Okay, now where's that other piece that we needed to put on here? So this is now going to go on to here because we'll be able to move this up. Or you can even move it up a bit higher if you wanted to, which I'm going to because I want to be able to see the poison and the spell down here. So I'm just going to come across with my seal, tick it off, and come across and tick it off. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up here. I'm just bringing it up a little bit higher than what they have shown you, but I wanted to get this part in here and then I can write a little bit in here, okay? So I can put something in here. So that's our first layout done, and even though I've done it the opposite way, it still looks amazing. So one page down, let's get the next page happening. So once again, we've got to get the second one of this, and I'm not quite sure if I've quite finished the first one. I think the first one still had a couple of little pieces on here. Actually, it had a K, which was this one, which was the green. It had one coming down here, and another piece, but I'm just going to keep them there for a minute because I can't find the other piece, but I'm quite sure I will. So I'll just leave that there for a minute. We'll move on to the next one. Okay, so this is the next page over, which is our... So that was our right side. Now this is our left side. So our right side and left side, or you can do it the other way around, whichever way you want. So this one's got... I'm just looking 1D, which is this one, which is the green, which is the black and white, which is this one. And then it's got the green, which is 1E, and I'm missing a piece there as well. So I've obviously not cut a piece somewhere. It could be, I think, if I see correctly, it is. It's in the stickers, that's why it's missing, because it's the sticker part. I keep forgetting I've got to look over at the stickers. So we'll cut this off, and we're going to cut this on an angle. Okay, so these are going to be cut on an angle. So we've got that one that's cut on an angle. You can cut this one on an angle. You can cut them angles whichever way you want. Just take that off. So that's our green one and our black one. We're going to cut that one on an angle, which is our 1D. So just cut that on an angle. So we're going to come down. I'm just going to put that sticker right there for a minute. So we're going to come down with this one first. So this one's going to sort of come on an angle down here. And then our sticker's going to come on here. Well, probably should have left a little bit of a gap in between that, but that's okay. And then our green piece is going to come on as well, which is going to go up a little bit and over a little bit. Whoop. Just going to roll that off. If it goes onto your page, just roll it off before it sticks. That's the seal. You can just roll it and it will come off your page. Okay, so just roll that off. Okay, so now we've got our black 1B and 1C. 1B and 1B and C. So we've got a B on this side, and we've got this one coming out over this way. So this one's coming out over your cobwebs, and this one is sort of sitting more in the center so that you can have the So Spooky put up there as well. Okay, and the So Spooky is going over your page if that's what you want. So I'm going to choose the rest of my photos here. I'm going to grab my photos. Where's the rest of my photos? Okay, where did I put them? Are they in here? No, they're different photos. Oh, they're over here. Here they are. So we have Bella on this side, and then that's another page, and then we've got one here that's got the, yeah, her pumpkin finished. Okay, so this one we can sort of bring down, or you can bring up. So I'm going to bring this one up higher because it's a full one, but I'm going to trim the side off a little bit because I want to take that little grey edge off. Now, if your photos are the wrong size, you can always just trim them down a little bit. So I'm just going to trim this down just a fraction. I'm going to trim a little bit off the top as well. So this one I'm going to trim because I'm looking at the pictures and it's got nothing up here, so I can actually bring this up into there. Okay, so I can do this two ways. I can do it like this, or I can stretch this in half, which I'm going to do because I'm going to stretch it so I've still got the black border around it but have a gap in the middle. And this is just changing it around to suit your photos. Okay, so there's no harm done. It's not like we've done any damage or anything like that. So it's 2 3/4, 2 2/8. We need to cut that. So we get half and half on my photo. So let me do this bit first. So I'm going to put a little bit of seal down the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to add this one into making the borders the same all the way around the 3 sides. And then I'm going to do the same on this one. So I want to put some seal on my photo again. And I'm going to do it on this side too. So I have changed this slightly to what Stampin' Up have said, but mainly to get my picture working where I want it to work. So this is still going to go over like this onto my page. Okay, so that's going to fit there quite nicely. And then this one is going to have the pumpkin in it. So we need to cut this down here. And I'm just going to cut that frame part out if I can, and then turn it around and line it up at 4 because it's 4 by 4 then. And you can sort of see that that's sitting now on here. So I can have this piece over here if I want to, which I think I will change the side. And I'll have this piece over here. I'm just changing the way, changing it around a little bit. So I'm going to have my bigger piece here. So I'm going to stick this one down. The good thing about the seal is you don't need very much. Okay, so this is going to just come, you can have it right on the page if you want to, but I want it down off the page a little bit on this side. I'm just changing it around a little bit because I want to put the So Spooky on there as well from this, but I'm going to have this more coming in over this and this, more so than over the photo, and then have my photo placed in here. And I sort of want sort of the same border around here and here. So let's put our photo on first. So you can see I have changed it around a little bit. Now also on this, because I've gone with the books on the other side to my page here, and I've got no book part on here at all, I'm going to just have a look at my spare pieces of paper. So let's go through the spare bits of paper and see if I have a little bit of books here, which I have. So I can bring in a little bit of this on here before I bring this in, to match the other side of our page. So I'm just changing it around again a little bit just to intermix with it. Okay, we could even have a banner up the top there. So let's do that first. Let's grab the spells. Let's grab the spells and that bit up there. Let's do that first, because I just want to mix the pages in a little bit. So I've just done it a little bit different too. And I'm going to come in with this right over the top of that piece there, like that. So you can change, don't be frightened to change. If your photos are different sizes, you can change your page around to suit yourself. Don't forget that my idea, Stampin' Up's idea, is just an idea if you've got no idea, and you can do it exactly the same. Or if you have to change it, you can still change a little bit. So I've just brought that in there, and then I sort of think I might bring this in here, because this will cover that little join there. Ooh, up the right way. That will cover that little join on this side, but it doesn't matter on that side. And we can just trim this off. I'm just going to trim this off a little bit. Just through the sparkles there. And I've used up a little bit straight away of that card. It doesn't matter if it goes over the page, over the photo a little bit, as long as I've got where I want to line it up. So I'm just going to line that up. And definitely have a great page, even though I've used all the bits that Stampin' Up have given us, only I have changed it around a little. That didn't quite match up, did it? Let's see if I can peel that off nice and quick. I like peeling it off quick, because if you peel it off quick, it hasn't quite stuck. Let's come back down before I press it. Once you press it, you have got hardly bucklies and none of lifting that back up. Okay, so don't press it, just put it down. I've just got to get it in the right spot. That's about the right spot now. Once you get it in the right spot, you can press it down hard. Then don't lift it, because it will rip. You don't want to rip. And then this piece can go in here. So bring this one in, flick it or tick it, and that keeps the end of your snail in a great position. Now I'm just going to come up and do this roughly. No, I want to come in, I'll come in halfway. So I'm looking at my edges to make sure that I've sort of got them sitting pretty well where I want them. Now, Stampin' Up has also got other things on this if you want to. It's got the So Spooky. It's also got October the 31st on here. So you can add this on here as well if you want to. They've got it down here, which I can put that down here if I wanted to, because that covers that bowl there, and I can still put that 31 there. And then it's also got some words that they've used that's on the stickers as well. And it says, you cast a spell on me. And you can have this coming in on here too, or you can have it up here on your page. So it depends on where you want to put this. You could even have it coming in on here, over here, but I don't want to put that over there. I think I might put it up on the top here, just a little bit different. Oh, coming out down here. You cast a spell on me. And then also it's got some bottles here, which I think is quite cute on the stickers as well. And I think we're going to have these coming down into our pumpkin here. So you can sort of see that I've changed it around a little bit, but I've interact and brought, I'm going to turn it up the right way for you. I have brought this over in here as well to mix the pages up and match the pages up. Over here you could put a little bit of the orange in here as well, like, you know, where the orange is, you could bring in a little bit of orange banner coming in from down here if you wanted to, so you could bring in a bit of orange onto this page as well. So, but I'm going to leave it for that on these two pages for the moment. Now, I think we will come back and do the other two pages on the next one. We'll do another one for the next two pages, because I think otherwise the videos are going to be too long. So, looking good, my granddaughter, and the other page. So they still look really well together as a double spread, and I really like the way they've come together. So that's our first layout done for Halloween. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll come back and see you in the next step. Bye for now. Sorry about my hand.